99% of cigarette smokers, I think even 100% of cigarette smokers who become blind never smoke again. Quazi here, and it's a beautiful Thursday morning out here in Boston, Massachusetts. And today I want to talk to you about one thing that you're doing every single day that's destroying the law of attraction for you. Now, before I begin this video, I want you to take a guess about what this is. And this is something that you've been doing compulsively your whole life. Can you guess what it is? It's this bad boy. Your phone is literally destroying your life. And what do I mean by that? And how can a simple thing like your phone just destroy your life, your law of attraction results, and everything that is basically wrong with humanity right now? I'm just kidding. But in a way, what's happening is I found that personally in my life, I check my phone every single day, compulsively. And it's around 8-10 a.m. And as you can see, my phone is on airplane mode, and I won't be opening my phone and taking it off airplane mode until until at least 11 a.m. And the reason why I do this is because I get tempted into checking my phone, checking my social media, even though I have all my notifications turned off. Now, let's get into why this phone is so harmful for us and why it's almost equivalent to snorting cocaine every time you check your notifications. See, what happens every time you check your phone is you get a surge of dopamine every time you see a notification and you engage with that notification. So in a way, you're being reactive to your phone. So every single day you're being reactive to your phone by checking your notifications every 5 minutes or every hour, or how often you do it. And when you get this addiction, it gets harder and harder to step out of this addiction. And when you live your life with an addiction, with a reactivity and compulsivity, then you are no longer in proactivity or creator mode. And as we know, in order for the law of attraction to work with its maximum efficacy, there needs to be proactivity and creator mode. You need to have control over your own attention and not give it away to your phone. So I personally struggle with this a lot. And I noticed the first time I was struggling with this was back in my freshman year of college. And I wasn't doing too well in school as well as I would have wanted to. And I found that when I sat down to do homework, every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes, I would check my phone, go on Instagram, and that would last for 20-30 minutes. So a homework that would have taken me an hour to complete ended up taking me 3 hours. Because every 10 minutes I was checking my phone for 30 minutes. Every 10 minutes of work equaled 30 minutes of Instagram, 30 minutes of Facebook, or 30 minutes of YouTube, whatever it was that I was doing on my phone. So I decided that I couldn't live my life like that anymore, and I saw this as a grave danger to me. So what I started to do was, every time I went to study, I put my phone in my drawer and in airplane mode. Now, it's very key that you put it away from your visual sight, because the eyes are what gets tempted in the first place. Because if you look at cigarette smokers, 99% of cigarette smokers, I think even 100% of cigarette smokers who become blind never smoke again. Because smoking gives you a visual satisfaction. So whenever you see it, you see the smoke, you sort of want to get that feeling in your body. So you get addicted to seeing it. So if you don't see your phone, and if it's not there, you won't be tempted to touch it. And that's why we talk about activation energy, which means that if you were in a house and you wanted to go on a diet, but your fridge was stocked with junk food and burgers and chocolates, all the things that you love to eat, you would be tempted to open your fridge door because temptation is right around the corner. Versus if those burgers and the nearest burger store was 1,000 miles away, would you really travel 1,000 miles just to get your fix? I don't think so. So that's basically how it works. We want to reduce our activation energy required to give in to our temptation. So yeah, that's how I started to eliminate my desire to check my phone. But then I started to become even more and more drastic as I as I grew up, because I found that even throughout the day when I was doing my work, I would go into my drawer and check my phone and just take it off airplane mode. So I started to make tweaks and wean myself off using my phone. So as you can see, this is really a serious addiction. And every time you check your phone, you get this dopamine rush, and your brain loves this dopamine rush. So it's like your brain saying, wow, this is good feeling. Do more of good feeling, get more of this. And your biology just absolutely loves it. So I know people who wake up and first thing in the morning, check their phones. I used to do that myself. So first thing in the morning, I would wake up, I would check my phone for all my notifications. And what would happen is I would get drained of all energy. I couldn't even get up from bed until it was 20 to 30 minutes in of checking my phone. I remember I would just wake up groggy. It is guaranteed that if you just put your phone in airplane mode first thing in the morning, you will wake up maybe 99% less groggier in the morning and more energetic. So for the first few hours of the day, you don't want to check your phone because you don't want to get into that mindset of reacting first thing in the morning. Because remember, you want to be proactive and you want to be a creator, not a reactor. Now, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing to use your phone, because it really isn't. And I know that some people are reliant on using their phones, like real estate agents. My friend is a real estate agent, and he asked me, well, how am I supposed to, get rid of my phone if I need it for work? And I understand that you need it for work. So the only thing you can do in that case is limit your usage. If you really must use it, limit your usage. And the thing is, if you use your phone and if you do anything in life in a manner that is beneficial, joyful, then it's a perfectly good thing to do. And the only way to do that is to do it consciously. Anytime you do an activity consciously, it becomes a beautiful activity. Because ask yourself this, if you were conscious of everything you're doing, would you consciously choose to be joyful, or would you choose to be miserable? If you answered joyful, then good for you. But if you answered miserable, I don't know, maybe you like to be miserable, who knows? But if you consciously were to choose something you're doing, let's say I'm consciously checking my phone, I consciously make the decision to check my phone, and I'm conscious about every single notification I'm checking, you would do it in a joyful manner. Let's say you like to eat a lot of junk food. Let's say you love eating chocolates. If we stuffed you with 1,000 chocolates within a span of an hour, how would you feel? Your body would obviously not like it, and you would feel drained. So just because you like it doesn't mean you do it compulsively and unconsciously. So it's like love. Unconscious love is kind of like unwilling love. It's like unwillingly having sex with someone. It's like rape. But if you consciously choose to do it and you're willing to do it, then it's no longer like rape, then it's called love. So it's like rape versus love. You don't want to continually go about the day unconsciously, unwillingly doing something, because then it becomes a compulsivity. And every time you give into compulsivity, you get into what is known as a reactive frame, and you're no longer the creator of your own reality. So this is exactly how your phone is destroying your law of attraction capabilities. Now, I'm going to give you a solution right now that has worked for me personally, and I hope it works for you too. So what I like to do is, before I go to bed, around an hour or so before bed, I'll set my phone on airplane mode. And I find that when I do this, I am falling asleep much easier. So if you have trouble falling asleep, try that, because the social media that you check, it really gets your brain fired up, and it's difficult for you to fall asleep after so much stimulation from external sources, even your eyes, looking at the blue screen. And that's also why I wear blue light blocking glasses. I've never had trouble falling asleep ever after doing these practices of blue light glasses and also not checking my phone an hour before bed. So knock on wood for that. The second thing I do is I leave my phone on airplane mode first thing in the morning until about 4 or 5 hours into the day. So I'll check my phone at 11 a.m. or 12 p.m. and that helps me get into a proactive frame first thing in the morning. And I like to do my morning exercise, my morning yoga, and everything that I do in the morning just the way that I do it with my proactive conscious frame. So I don't like to get into that compulsive reactive frame first thing in the morning. So till 11 a.m. I'll leave my phone on airplane mode. And then the final thing I do is I turn off all notifications on my phone, and during my work hours, I absolutely put my phone away. So you really want to get into the habit of doing this. Just remember that anything in your life you're compulsive about, you have to do something about it. You either bring in consciousness doing it, or you either put it away. So I don't want you to lie to yourself saying, oh, you know what, he said you can be conscious and check your phone, so I'm just going to consciously check my phone every 5 minutes, because that's kind of like you're lying to yourself. You're not really consciously doing it. If you have no control over your actions, then it's not a conscious action. If you can consciously say, I'm not going to do it now, and then you actually don't do it, totally fine. It's like people who drink coffee. If you do it compulsively, if you needed to go about your day, then it doesn't become an enjoyable experience anymore. It just becomes a handicap. That's also why a lot of Eastern tradition yogis, they practice fasting. And also a lot of religions promote the practice of fasting, because we get reliant on food even. So it just goes to show that you can actually live without food for a period of time. So fasting is a great practice to show you that you are in control of the puppet. So the mind controls your body. So anyway, with that, I hope this video helped, and I know it was all over the place, but the 3 keys I would give you in eliminating your phone, and basically the importance of living a conscious life and not being unconsciously, giving in to your phone, is very important. So the 3 things I would suggest to you to do are: put your phone on airplane mode an hour before bed and stick to it. Stick to an airplane mode for the first 3 to 4 hours of the day until 11 a.m. and then check your phone once, or however you feel is good for you. And third, turn off all the notifications of all the apps on your phone. And if you start doing this, you'll see that you'll become even more conscious of what you're doing and less compulsive to your life. So anyway, with that, I hope this video helped, and I hope you'll try all of these techniques, and please let me know how the no phone and not being a slave to your phone goes for you, because I would love to hear about your experience. Let me know in the comments below. And if this video helped you, please share it with a friend so they may benefit as well. I'm growing a massive Facebook group for those of you who are interested in the law of attraction. And I remember that when I first learned about the law of attraction, I didn't have a group to share it with, and I didn't know if I was doing things right. So we discuss all of our practices and share great techniques and exercises there. So we would love to see you in the group. Click on the link to join. And also, I'm really excited to announce that the Reality Mastery Program will be open for a bit, where we will take you and do a free consult to diagnose your current law of attraction practices and to see if you can benefit from the Reality Mastery Program. So what the program is basically an identity shifting program, because I have personally found that in my life, whenever I got results that I wanted, it was a direct consequence of becoming the person that gets that first. And as a virtue of becoming that person, as a result of becoming that person, I subsequently attracted that reality. Whether you want to get a good job, whether you want to manifest your dream partner, whether you want to just be socially adept, you become a more confident person, and then things just come to you in your life. You become a more wealthy person. You want to adopt the mindset of that wealthy person, that then money just flows into your life with ease. So that's why we do an identity shifting program, which assumes the highest paradigm, which is the becoming paradigm. And once you become, instead of focusing on what you have or what you do, you focus on the becoming and the being paradigm, you obey one of the greatest laws of the universe, which is the law of variability and unfoldment. Everything is in a constant state of becoming. And if you focus on becoming that person that you'd like to become, then you subsequently attract that reality you want. So with that, hope I see you in the free consult. Click the link on the description below to sign up for this free consult. And I'm really excited to talk to you. So hope to see you there. Till next time. Peace.